Hello, sorry. I clicked live and I did not have the camera on the screen. So it was like, that was great. Anyway, hello, how are you? If you haven't tuned in before, I'm Mrs. Red, and Thursday nights here in Queensland, Australia, is painting night or drawing night, depends what we're going to be doing. We are doing a mixed media piece today or tonight. So the image is up on there. I see I'm all reversed, aren't I? And tonight it is a mixed media, so it is up to you what medium you choose to work with. So it could be, I'm going to be using watercolour and gouache for sure. There may be something else added, I'm not too sure, we'll see. But you could do just a graphite sketch if you want to. Now, if you are on my email list, you will know that this image was sent out to you last night, and I also pre-warned you that I was actually going to be sketching up the drawing before tonight because it's quite detailed and I wanted to get all the fish right. As it turned out, I drew, what was it? I drew too many bodies for the heads, and all of a sudden I had to move it around and fit in another head. So the poor little sardines. So we'll flick over to the other screen. My husband is not home yet, and the dog is wanting to go out, and then he'll probably want to go in. So at the moment I am leaving him inside, and we'll just see how we go. I might have to mute and call up to one of the boys to go to tell him to, he's a very untrustworthy dog, so he's being left in the living area and kitchen by himself, which is not really good. I'd prefer to put him out, but it's also a bit of a cold night. Okay, so there is my printout, and underneath, so I'll just put my printout there. Now I am hoping that I am live as well. Let me just, I'm just refreshing my YouTube screen to make sure I've gone live. Yes, I am. Excellent. All right, let me go back to here. Now I've put the chat up there, so when you pop in, say hello, let me know what media you're using, and I might have to reduce this image, so I will just have to ask as people come in. I'll try and put the image there. I wanted it to be a full screen of the artwork. So like I said, I have drawn all this up. It's not 100% correct, but it was these three little fish here. And I can just see that I haven't actually put this one's little gills in. It was these ones here that all of a sudden I had 3 bodies and only two heads. So I had to do a bit of editing there. Okay, so I'm going to start with watercolour, and I'm going to start from the outside in, and I've taped this up so that I get a border on it again. Don't know if that border is really, could have been a bit thinner, I guess, but anyway, can always trim the actual white bit off. So yeah, I'm going to start from watercolour, from going on the outside in. I'm going to add a bit of blue to the cooking tin, just because I want to. I want to make this as abstract as I can. Hello. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name again. I'm sure it was different the other day, wasn't it? V. I'll say V. Hello. Thank you for joining. I'm not sure what you're using media-wise. I'm going to be using gouache and watercolour. You would have received the email last night, so you should have that image to be able to use, and hopefully you've already drawn up your sketch. If you haven't, by all means start drawing it up now. Probably took me half an hour to do, but I am a very slow drawer as well. And my sketches, when I'm starting them, are also very, very light, and given the studio lights that I have to put on in here, it will, hang on, sorry, I'm just going to put, no, yeah, it's just, it overexposes and you can't actually see my my drawings. Okay, so I'm actually going to set this for 2 hours tonight because I know that this is going to take me 2 hours to do. And if I go under 2 hours, then it will be a miracle. So let me see. Starting with watercolour. So I've got my little watercolour set here. I've got a feeling that that's the grey. So I'm going to start with that. I'm just going to put it on mute and yell out to the boys to come and tell them to let the dog out. Just one moment. All right, thank you. Okay, sorry, I just had to. The husband is not at home and the dog is very untrustworthy and he wants to go out. So I am, V, let me know what you're using tonight. If you're using mixed media or one media. Thank you. He wants to go out. And yes, I want this to be very light to begin with. Oh my gosh. He wants to go out. I just tried to open the door and he didn't want to go out. Well, throw a biscuit out or something. Okay. Don't know what I'll do for the tray colour. Maybe I'll go the brown or not too sure yet. This is a very different way of painting as we were doing for the paint and sip the other night too. I am adding a bit of water to it. This is a mixed media paper too. I've just got watercolours. Yep, good. I'm pretty much going to be using watercolours for most of it and then using the gouache over the top. Gouache does not blend. This paper is looking like it's just a bit weird with the watercolour. Because I've put the main focus on this painting, I've got all my art supplies out to the side tonight. You can't see my palettes at all. Did he go out? Yeah. Oh, and he's already back in. Oh, shit. Yes. He's a big attention seeker, this dog. Aren't they all, though? I don't know if you can hear him, but he's actually, like, whining now. No, you're untrustworthy. So I do aim to get this done in 2 hours. Last week, or every week, I set my timer for an hour and it will always go for 2 hours. I just don't want to put my top into the paint here. I'm trying to keep the artwork one way at the moment while I can. So V, did you get a chance to draw your sardines up beforehand? I'm really hoping that these nights just start to gather a bit of a crowd for a Thursday night painting session. That's the plan. It was intentionally just for me to get back into it myself. But I really love being able to see other people's work of the same subject. Okay. Oh, you just sketched it now. Okay, take your time. Don't be like me and do three bodies and only 2 heads. That's what happened to me earlier on. All right, so that's that first layer down there. That's obviously going to change. Watercolour's okay because you can actually put layer over layer with watercolour. Gouache is very different. You need to... I'm just having a look at the tin. You need to really just focus on one layer with gouache. So that's why it will definitely be used last. Now I'm actually going to keep going with that colour for the actual tray. This image that I'm using tonight, I'm going to have to move it because I'm going to get in through here. This image that I'm using tonight is from the Great British Chef, which almost looked like a bit of a TV series, to be honest. And it was some French term for how to cook sardines this particular way. And I'm not a seafood eater at all, so I have no idea what kind of way they were going to be cooking them. Obviously roasting them somehow, because they were prepared in the tray, but it's just I just loved the image, and I was really wanting to do fish for a mixed media artwork. I do have my box of art supplies down below me, which is a really big box. But I don't think I'll be using anything that's in there. I've got so many things that I don't even know what I've got, which I think is the best way to be when it comes to art. Just build up your art supplies. So much art supplies lasts such a long time. The only things that don't really last will be acrylics. Not too sure about oils. Acrylics can start to separate from, what's it called? I can't think of the word. Whatever it is that's added to them. It's like a thinner, but it's not thinner. They can separate. Watercolours, you'll find that if you've got watercolours in a tube, they can go hard, but if you can crack open the tube, then you can still use the watercolours. You just have to obviously add water. And watercolour paper has a certain lifespan as well. This is mixed media paper, and I'm not too sure. I can definitely say this is different to using watercolour paper, but its intentions are the same. I'm just trying to keep an ear out for the dog, but I think that's my daughter. There is a little oil patch just, oh, there we go. I've gone over it. There was a bit of a resist happening on the paper there. Oh dear. Dog's getting in trouble. Very expensive little dog. Not little, he's a beagle. But he's just about to cost the pet insurance a lot of money. Thank God for pet insurance. He's only 2 years old and it looks like he is or has epilepsy because he's had 3 fits in the last 2 months. So he's got to have a brain scan on Monday and a spinal tap, which I don't even know what it is. But for a pet, I don't know if it's the same in other parts of the world, but in Australia it is very expensive. And we don't have to pay for it because we've got pet insurance. But it is going to be a $6,000 day on Monday to find out if he has a brain tumour or epilepsy. All right. I feel like I'm going along really well at the moment. I hope that was on the camera. I didn't check on the screen to see if it was or not. I can see that V has dropped out. I'm hoping you can't hear my music because it's Apple Music. I checked it last week to make sure because I don't want to be booted off YouTube because you can hear my music in the background. There we go. And that looks very blue all of a sudden. Don't know what's happening with the lighting there. So if you are watching this, oh, you are still here. Okay. It's strange. I do find this happens. It's said that no one's watching me, so I thought you might have dropped out. But then when I finish the night, I look at how many people have watched it, and it's usually like somewhere between 10 and 20 people have viewed it. And I'm thinking, I know I didn't see that many people come in. But yeah, if you are watching this on a replay, because it just uploads as a replay after the live is finished, please let me know in comments where you are from and if you are doing the artwork. And of course, subscribe to the website. Details are in the description so that you actually get the artwork that I'm working on in your inbox on a Wednesday night so that you can print it out or put it on your iPad or phone. So that you've got the image there. Just makes it a bit easier, and that means I don't have to blow the image up so high and block my artwork. Okay, now I have to think about what I'm doing next. I think I'll do the edge of the tin, and I'm sitting on my new chair tonight too. I finally bought another kneel chair where your knees take your weight. So it's nice to be sitting on this finally. Because when I'm sitting here at the desk, I lean forward and it was just putting a lot of pressure on my lower back, which does not need the pressure given what's going to happen next week. So the dog and myself are having big weeks next week. There will be no YouTube live next Thursday night because I'm having surgery next Wednesday on my spine. And I just don't know how long it's going to take until I actually can sit up again and bear weight on my spine. That's why there is no Wine and Untangle, which is my paint and sit. That's why there's no Wine and Untangle on throughout July. But the whale is up on the website. I haven't actually put it on socials as yet. But he's up there on the website and he's gorgeous. Okay, so it's telling me that I've got one person watching again now. So I don't know if that's more than one or I don't know. But if you are watching and it's not V, then say hello. Let me know who you are and where you are. The watercolour is definitely not moving around as much as it would on normal watercolour paper. Oh, is that focus going a bit funny? It does tend to do that a bit. I might just throw a tube just to get a bit of... Sometimes because I'm working on a really flat surface, the camera doesn't actually focus too well. It doesn't know what to focus on. And my moving hand it just confuses it. It does it. This is a webcam that's being used at the moment, and it does it with my Canon camera as well. I wonder if other artists have that problem. All right. Okay, I just wanted to... Yeah, the watercolour does not move around on this paper like it does with the watercolour paper at all. I find that if I fill in an area... But I do like the texture. Now, which way is this? That's right, it's this way. I might just put a little arrow up the top there. Okay, I'm going to focus on the edge of the tin now, and I might go see if I've got a... I don't know if I've got a sepia in these tubes. What's that one there? That's what I'm using. Got all my little tubes of colour here. Oh, I know what I should use. I haven't used this in ages. So this is a Winsor & Newton watercolour stick. So you use that just by applying... I might just get a smaller brush. I'm on a 10. I've got the 8. yeah, you just, oh, it's got a bit of fluff on it. It's been so long. And then put that down. What colour is that? Looks like it's burnt sienna. I've got 2 or 3 colours of these. I was given them as a sample from the art supplier. I don't really know what purpose they serve, whether they are better than the pan colours or not too sure. Who's that? Oh, I just had to check and see who's out there. I think this paper is not, oh, hang on. This paper is not really accepting the watercolour as well as it accepted the gouache last week. It's definitely not liking this watercolour crayon, but I also wonder if this watercolour crayon has a life, because it would be, I would say about 6 years old. And it's luckily I'm going to be going over this with a bit of gouache afterwards, because I'm not really happy with what it's doing here. It's kind of staining the paper without. That's all right. It's mixed media, so I don't have to rely on it for the finished piece. That's the good thing about mixed media, is that if something's not working, you can change it up. This paper would be, actually this paper's probably, I'm going to say 4 years old. So maybe mixed media paper does have a bit of a life like watercolour paper does, which is a shame, because I've still got probably more than half a pad left, about 20 sheets. Okay, I just wanted to get that line in anyway, just to fill colour in, but I don't know how much more of that I will use. All right, so I'm going to move on to the sardines and put down quite a light colour. Or I'd really like to use pale blue. I just don't know if I have got, what's that one, cerulean blue. I think that will be too dark. Yeah, that's too blue, unless I use it really watered down. I do have one. Oh, this one's one I just, oh no, that one's really dark. There's one, let me see if I can find it. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really pale. Magnesium blue hue, this was it. Oh, that's right, and it is actually dried up. So I'm not going to be able to get enough out I don't think, to be able to use it. I wonder if I can break into it. No, I don't have the time to do that tonight. So that one there, I think it's a bit of a risk to expect it to be able to do what I want it to do, unless I use a different blue. And what have I got there? Got another grey there. Didn't see that one. Actually, I might go back to. Sorry, I should have planned all this beforehand. Maybe the cerulean blue. I'll put the cerulean blue down and see if we can get a nice light colour from it. Like these watercolours are about, these were used in the art room when I had it back here, in 2016 was the year the art room closed. So that tube has done really well. Okay, I'm adding a lot of water to this. I want it to be a really faint blue, but I just want to get those bodies. I'm not going to worry about the head. Just get a... And I'm not sure why these sardines have that red, if they all have red, or it's a particular kind of sardines. Will I do the tails? I might leave them because they are definitely quite a browny look. And not that I'm going for the exact colours here. Definitely want this to be more an artwork than a realistic piece, which is very much my go-to, being very realistic. So I do need to challenge myself with that. I don't know why I'm trying to be careful here with the bodies. They're all this blue, and I can see my pencil work underneath, so don't need to be so neat with it. That's the detail again. So I did email the British chef business to let them know that I'm using their one of the photos on their website, and they came back with a very boring go for it, nothing else. So I said to them I will send them the artwork as well. Not that I'm expecting everyone to jump up and down and go, oh my god, that's going to be so amazing, but yeah, probably would have expected a little bit more than go for it. But again, I think it is quite a big business over there, this British chef TV show or something. So it's probably just some admin just going, yep, all sweet. I've credited them for it. Mentioned it in the email and on the description on the YouTube video. So I've covered myself. There's a little bit there that should be grey. That's going to annoy me now. Ooh, this needs a bit more water in it. What are you doing, Gab?
Just making like a microwave noodle.
Now, why doesn't that one have its gills? I have no idea. My husband is at a farewell gathering for a franchise member. He owns a franchise, and so he's gone up to Brisbane for that, and he said he'd be home. Well, it's this afternoon, but he said, yeah, he'll be home late. So that's why I kind of have to be on dog patrol as well. But the daughter has come out. There's another one that doesn't have his gills. I thought I got all their gills. But at least I don't have to listen to the football coming through the wall. The TV is on the other side of my wall, which is behind me, and you can hear whatever it is that's playing on there. And I'm not a football person at all, and I can't stand hearing it. And that's what drew me to actually putting music on while I paint, because I just didn't want to hear the football in the background. Okay, now I've got to think of my next step. Maybe a bit of brown in the faces. Just won't be using that crayon again. I've got a couple of other colours in it, but I don't know. Oh, hang on. Left a whole fish out. Excellent. All right, now I'm just going to go back and put that little bit of grey in there, because I do not like that being left white. There we go. Okay, and that can dry there now. All right. Have a quick drink. Might go for a bit of a yellow ochre. Oh, that feels like that's going to be all hard too. It seems like the paints that only had a little bit left. Oh no. No. Right, I will put that one over this side. There we go. Winsor & Newton watercolours, they are the best. You cannot beat them. So I'm just going to do the heads and the tails with this, and then that's a good undercolour. Still not happy with how the paper has taken that watercolour. I've got a lid sitting on there. I want this to be quite watery again. Going to try and be a bit messier too. Go over the top of the blue. This was going to be the tail and the head. They've packed these little sardines in. I imagine that's a really small tray actually. They look really big in that tray, but I'm actually drawing them bigger than they are. Actually, my reference photo is probably more lifelike. Ooh, there you go. Oh, gee. I know this chair is meant to be good to put the weight on my knees, but my knees are starting to feel it. More water. I've still got the other chair sitting right beside me, so I might have to move it. Do a swap halfway. Okay, how am I going time-wise? Hour 20 to go. I'm very glad that I set it for 2 hours. Although as the layers go on, it does get faster. I want to do their eyes in gouache, so I won't worry about filling them in. I may have to get onto the gouache a lot quicker than I thought too, because the watercolour effects that I wanted have not happened with this paper. The other mixed media paper that I've got is very textured, so I'm not as keen to use it. But it's only a year old, so I should just test some watercolours on it, which will tell me whether or not this paper has had its life. Why?
Can't be too loud.
No.
Can they hear?
No. Oh, that was meant to be blue just there. Oh well, too late. I think my daughter turned the television off. Did you turn the TV off, Gabby? Ah. I think I need to change my game plan and get on with the gouache. Because I don't have my acrylics handy. They are out in the garage. Yeah, I think I'll have to. The problem with gouache is you can't layer with gouache. Okay, well, isn't that looking delightful? Every painting has an ugly phase. I think I've reached mine. Now, the idea was that the background, behind the tin and inside the tin, I wasn't going to do anything more than watercolour. Whether that will remain is yet to be seen, but the lining of, the tray and the corners of the tray need to be fixed, and I'm not too sure if I try and tackle them with more watercolour or go in with a gouache. What I might try while I've got the paint out is, this is a good thing about it being a mixed media piece. I'm going to just see if I can put a bit of colour into these corners here. Actually, that may work. That's actually, so they might not be going down as well, but I'm starting to create a bit of depth with that, so that's good. Oh yeah, I like that. Well done, yellow ochre. I might be able to use something else on top of the brown crayon, watercolour crayon that did not work. Okay, it's looking good. It's giving me a little bit of hope being able to use a little bit more watercolour for a few more layers. Okay. All right, that's giving it a little bit more depth, which is good. I wonder if I go, I don't think I've got a darker brown, unless what's that? Van Dyke brown, perfect. So I'm going to put that one in there. Oh, lovely. And I'm going to use that on around the edge and down into, oh God, I just had to stand up and stretch my legs for a quick minute. Let me just see if I can change brush to a little finer one. All right. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of the really, really dark brown here and try and get a bit of texture happening in the tray. Where should I start? Still doesn't want to sit. know, maybe it's the paper, because this is kind of doing the same thing that the other brown did. It's a bit disappointing, because it took the gouache painting last week really well. I'm just going to turn this around. And we're going for time, 1:07 to go. It's actually not a lot going on there, and I've gone and put a bit of grime in. And once it's dried, it won't move. Just won't move at all. I'm blocking my image now. Trying to see which side I'm. totally went out there. Forgot that it was still part of the artwork. Okay. Well, that looks positively crap, but I'm going to experiment back with this colour again. And go over the top of it and see if that's going to help at all. Might leave that bit there. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the Van Dyke and I'm going to add some into the corners as well. Probably do that with a bigger brush. Don't want it running too much. Okay, I can see on the screen that's looking kind of the effect that I wanted it. Sort of the grubby edges of the baking tray. Giving it depth. He's hungry, Gabby. That's why he's following you. Because he hasn't had his dinner. He thinks you're going to get it for him. Okay, I think I'll leave the tray now and get back to the fish. Main focus. Can't help myself. Oh, that looks really neat just there. Just rough that up a bit. There we go. That looks a bit better. Okay. All right, let's leave that for a little while and we're just going to focus on the fish. Okay, I'm wondering about, I might put a dark colour into the areas that have the dark colours and go for a might do a bit of blue and possibly mix it with a bit of that Van Dyke colour. So I'm going to put it on the tray here, that blue. And Van Dyke. Okay, now I'm just going to go for those areas. See how we go. And get a bit of because the paper is not reacting too well. That's the colour I wanted though.
Oh, Charlie's birthday is soon, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 days.
No, good. Can I get him like something from GB Hi-Fi?
Like what?
An album.
Oh, no, he's got enough albums. He doesn't use them.
I want to get him a Radiohead one.
Well, that looks awful, but there's a reason for it. going a bit brown there. It's meant to be a bit of a dark blue. Hope I don't lose my fish. I might put a bit of dark into... I've just gone for a bit of the Van Dyke again now. Okay, don't mind that. Don't mind that. "50 minutes to go, and it's 2 hours. Let's get that little fin in there. And I've got that there, then there's another dark patch there. Oops. I just slipped and put a whole heap of Van Dyke onto my brush. Kind of want to get these undertones happening. Go away, bug. So that then when I get to the gouache, it's a real kind of just quick over the top. Quick bit of colour. I even got the cotton tips out to do some little speckles. There's quite a bit of pink that's got to go into them yet as well. Okay, so that underbelly bit there is very pink. Then this one here, Have you gone, Gabby? Oh, she has. So the dog is alone again. Okay, that one. Ooh, I like that dark blue. Ooh, I do like. I'm very much playing caution to the wind with this, just seeing how it goes and hoping that something will come out of it in the 2 hour. Just building layers in the watercolour. It seems to be taking a little bit better now that there is already watercolour down, which is a bit strange. It's like the first colours just really sucked into the paper, and the second colours are sitting a lot easier. Okay, I need to do a little bit more detail in the faces. Get a bit more layer happening. And I've got to do the fins as well, the tails. Are you still with me, V? It's telling me again that no one's here. Oh yeah, you are. So that's just weird why it does that. Might be because it's a streaming service. It's not It's not, I didn't set it up on YouTube. Maybe that's the reason why it's, anyway. Okay, I need to introduce a bit of red now. What colour though? I don't know what colours I've got down here, but it's a real, like a mauvey red. I kind of like whatever that is, and I think that could be that one. Yes, it is. All right, I don't need to put any more of that down. Which is that? Quinacridone red. Okay, I need to get a bit of the red happening into it now. Excuse me. Have a quick drink. Okay, let me see. But my painting is going very differently. That's good. It should be. Yeah, you're answering your way, your style, and you're just using watercolors. I assume you're using them on watercolor paper, probably the pad that you got in the art kit. So I can guarantee that that is good watercolor paper that is not old, which is the problem that I'm facing with this paper. But saying that, because it's mixed media paper, you can keep using it for mixed media pieces, because I've done 2 other artworks on this paper in the last month. Where's my paper towel gone? And last week, which was gouache, and it took the gouache really well, and the other one was a completely mixed media piece, oil pastel, collage, ink, acrylic, just had everything, and it worked really well. So I think it is a bit old, but it is not a problem to be a mixed media paper. It's just not really taking the watercolor the way I'd like it to. But I'm liking that color. I could do the little tails as well. This little fish needed a bit of darkness. I think I'm also realizing that I am not trying to treat these watercolors as watercolors and just being a bit more messy with them. And I think that's actually working. I'm just going to add a bit of dark to this little poor soul. Oh, I just got a bug up my nose. Tried to go up. Actually, I should probably, I'm going to go into those eyes with a bit of that sepia, or what was it, yellow ochre. They kind of need that. They can't be white because then they're black in the middle. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right. This one's got a bit of a pink belly. Which one was that? That one there. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm going to get excited with this pink now and start throwing it everywhere. Oh, this little guy didn't get any dark on his face either. Sorry, buddy. I promise I'll fix that. I'm just going to put you on mute. My husband's just ringing. Okay, I'm back. He is only just leaving Brisbane. So the poor dog is just going to have to wait for his dinner tonight. I mean, I could get one of the boys to feed him, but some jobs are just too hard for teenagers. Okay, let's see. That one needs a bit of red. Ooh. Okay, tails. I'll go into the tails. Now they're kind of that grey that I first started with. Don't know how this is going to go. Let's see. Might get a little bit of the Van Dyke happening in there as well. That was the cat telling me she wants to go out. Her door is right in here. I need her to be desperate to go out though. Yeah, she's walked away from the door now. Because if I go to open it for her, she'll just go, oh, it's lovely, thank you, I'll just sit here. Ooh, I just changed that from a, well, I don't mind it though. Don't mind it. Might just take it, oh, no, I'm going to leave it. This fin here, so it was a bit of the black. I've made this colour up with 3 colours now. Oh, that fin looks terrible. Might have to go to a thinner brush. Or I'll do that and just do these ones at the moment. Okay, I'm quite hopeful about this now. I wasn't when I started because the watercolours were not doing what I wanted them to do. I've added way too much. That one. But it's all layers, which I can't do in gouache. And I need that one to dry a bit. Put too much. Let that be a good lesson to anyone who is watching this, that you don't want to do just watercolour on a mixed media paper. Yeah. Oh, I might have to do some fins with gouache just to highlight them. Every painting does go through an ugly phase, and I did hit that ugly phase probably with that very first layer that I put down. But you do have to get past it and just trust yourself. So I've got 23 minutes left. Okay, now I think I'll go into, let me see which way this is going. While those little tails are drying, I'm going to go into the eyes and just put a bit of yellow ochre into them so that they will be ready for the black gouache. It does have to be dry for the black, well, for any of the gouache, because if it's not dry, the colours will creep through and they'll end up with a marble looking eye, which kind of looks pretty cool, but actually not the look that I'm going for. Okay, now that's the way up. All right, that's looking, oh look, he hasn't got any tone on his face at all, bless him. Totally missed out. And he's even missed out on the red. Oh, the poor little guy. Let's give you some tone and some depth, mate. Got some on, oh gosh, don't blend with the eye, please. Actually, it wouldn't matter if that blended with the eye. Whoops, there we go. That matters. It's all right, just dry your brush and soak it all up. Now I just have to keep it away from there. Okay, that is very wet. Much more water than colour went down then anyway. So I will just pick it all up and then add a bit more water to it. Poor little fish. You didn't deserve that, did you, mate? I might have to wait a minute to put some, what am I using here? Is that the paper towel? Yes. Yeah, I can't add red to that until I mop a bit of it up. There, that looks really nice now. A bit of red. Where's the red? There you go, buddy. You look like your mates now. Okay, let me have a look if I need any other. Still haven't gone very dark in some areas, so I might, with the, which blue was it that I was using? The one that I can't say. It's so small, Indiathrine. I think that was it. Yeah, really, really dark blue with a bit of the Van Dyke brown. Just want to still darken some areas so that really it's just a matter of brushing over areas with the gouache. When that watercolour dries on this mixed media paper, it dries. You just cannot move it. Okay, now this little fish underneath, I'll leave him with that. Okay. This guy's really dark. Has got no light source on him at all. Oh, I'm painting over that tail. Don't know what to do with those tails. Maybe that will help with the gouache for those tails. Now that one there, I'm going to put a little bit of pink into. Change him up a bit. And I'm liking the watery layers that are now going down. Much happier with it. So this guy's quite dark as well. Oops. There's also quite a bit of shadow underneath the fish on the tray. I think that again is going to be a gouache thing. I think. Onto this one, he needs a bit more dark. Gosh, every time I go for this poor fish, I add way too much water. He's the one that lost his eye too. Hope you can't hear that. An hour 52 on the clock on YouTube and 12 minutes to go. Oh no. Nice. So this one had the pink there. He missed out on a bit of pink too. Okay, and this guy needs a bit of darkness on his back. Okay. Darkness around there, that's looking a bit odd. That bled into the eye as well. All right. I think, let me just see my timer because I don't want it to scare me like it normally does. 7 minutes to go. I think I am actually getting close to getting onto the gouache. I'm just wondering if I'm going to do a bit of the shadowing. Probably use the, I'm just going to get some more Van Dyke Brown. Where did I put it? Just on the tray. So I just want it to be a bluey brown. So I've just added more of those two colours together. I'll start with this one here. I think it really needs to be a watercolour. I think the gouache, which is opaque, will just be too harsh, too much of a shadow. I'd have to get another piece of paper towel. That shadow didn't really reflect that one, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll just turn it on its side. a bit of a hard one because there's the fin in the way. Tail, I shouldn't call it a fin. I can hear the dog snoring now. I think he gave up with being fed. No, can't remember my reference. Oh yeah, there is a shadow down there. Okay, just under 2 minutes before my alarm is going to go off. V, if you are still with me and you are wanting to go, you are a trooper for staying this long. Even I was hoping that this would be a 2-hour painting. I really don't know how long I'm going to go on for before I call it a night. I don't know. I need to start the gouache, I think, and just see how much I have to put down. It could end up being really quick because I'm pretty much ready to start the gouache. Just get a bit more depth happening, which is happening. Oh, it's gone blurry again. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Why doesn't it want to focus? It's not that blurry. There we go. That's better. Okay. All right, there goes my alarm for the 2-hour mark. What is it on the screen? Oh, okay, so 5 minutes. So that's not too bad. It's fairly realistic. Not my longest night. Not yet. I think my longest night was close to 3 hours. These fishies needed this shadow underneath them. Okay. Okay, now I just need to decide. Got that area there drying. I reckon I could get on with a bit of the gouache while the watercolour is drying. I need to still go around these bits. I could water down the gouache to do that. Right, my palette. I don't know where I'm going to. I'll have to put my reference picture up there. Okay, so I don't know what to start with. Oh dear. I think I might start with the eyes actually. Let's get a bit of the eye down. Right, I'm a bit pressed for room here now. That's got to go there. I'll put my black down there. Choose myself an extra fine brush, very fine. And I might just move my I've got no more room. There we go. They've all got a little highlight in their eye that I will do with white afterwards. And oh, I can hear that dog snoring. Might just do all the black dots. This one is completely black, so I don't really know if he should have highlight in it or I put it in. And then I'll go and do those little rings around the eye. Because that's a little bit more watered down, that ring around the eye. Okay, this eye is also very black. What's happened to my music? Sorry. Had no music playing. No. Now, I can't say that I can finish this next week because next week I will be in hospital next Thursday. So, it's in my best interest to finish it off tonight. Make it a marathon session. Okay. Now I can water it down a bit and do around the eye. That is one thing with gouache. You can't tone with it, can't blend, but you can water it down. I just want to be careful about black. Is very scary to use because it is very hard to get rid of. So I kind of wanted to make it quite faded, not too dominant. Who says you can't blend with gouache? You can if it's really watered down. Ooh, and it picks back up too, which the watercolour was not doing. Good. I'm going to add a little bit more. Now I can't hear the music. Oh. Got to be careful not to do too much detail because that's what I am famous for. Actually, I should, no, I'll do that soon. I'm actually quite liking gouache as a new watercolour because I can put it down quite boldly. Use it like a watercolour where I have to. Probably also because I'm now using a very, very fine brush, which I don't want to do a lot of. I just need to do it around the eyes. Now this little guy is very dark. He needs a bit of blue in highlight there. And then he's got that fin, which I've got to do in gouache. Gouache is a very matte paint, so there's no shine to it at all. So it's very obvious what is gouache and what isn't from what's drying. That one's not looking so great at the moment, but that one is. I might leave that bit for no, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bit of blue. Let's see, what have I got here? Phthalo or ultramarine. I've got ultramarine because I just want to add a bit of, oh, that's lovely. I'll show you that. Oh no, you can't really tell. It's a really nice blue. Although I feel like I'm getting away from the job I'm doing. No, I'm going back to the eyes. Okay, down to the next eye. I was getting distracted then. For work tomorrow, yes, of course. It is, 10 to 10. I absolutely understand. And yes, please send me a photo of what you've done tomorrow. And if you do any more on the weekend, thank you so much for sticking around. You're an absolute trooper. I'm going to keep going because if I don't do it now, I won't do it. So, and I'm hoping that there's not really too much to do. But thank you so much. Have a good night's sleep. I feel like I'm kind of using the gouache as black watercolour at the moment. I missed that guy. Hi, Flo. You got no bickies. Well, that's no good. Yes, all right. I'm going to have to just feed the cat. Her bowl is right here. Actually, someone's coming down the stairs. I'll get them to do it. Who's that? Can you please feed Flo bickies? There's a there, and it's just down there. She's just talking to me, telling me that she would like some bickies.
How many views you got?
None now.
Oh, did you have someone?
Yep. But it's late and she's gone because she's got to go to bed.
I thought I heard you that you were finishing the stream soon because it's late.
I know.
It's almost 10.
I know. But I'm not finished.
It looks very good.
Thank you.
I'd love that in my room.
Well, I'm just going to keep going for a bit more. I'm not ready to stop yet.
I love that one.
No, I was about to get distracted again. Oops. Where did that sponge go? Okay, so I've done. She'd like you to open the door for her now. You can just leave it.
Leave it open.
Yeah, I think it'll be alright. Yeah, what about me?
Yeah, do you want me to send that to you?
Yeah, no, I want you to get me in it as well, like from the back.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Look at your hand.
These fish look like they need more depth.
I love them. That's so good.
Well, you could do this, Charlie. Okay, I'm doing eyes at the moment, but I really wish I'd done them with watercolour black now. Why'd you turn that off? No. Okay.
Is his dad not home?
No, he's on his way.
Okay. go through.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's closer than I thought he'd be. My son just turned the TV off, so it's very quiet now. Oh, I'm getting very detailed. I can feel it. So the door is now open because the cat has gone outside, but all she's doing is sitting right outside the door. And given she has a woolen coat on and I don't, the air is quite cool. I've actually got the fan on in my room tonight because the studio lights heat me up. And because there's no door open, there was just no movement. We'll be looking forward to putting a little highlight of colour into them. How long YouTube would actually let me do a live for. I did hear it one day, and I think it was absolutely ridiculous. Like days. You could actually do a live for days. All right, now I need to change brush. And work out, I want to do some okay, Okay, I still want to do some wash areas. Adding a little bit of blue to it. This will start to have a matte finish on it. Oh gosh, I don't know where to start. I might have to start in here. Now my husband's quite loud, he's just got home, so you may hear him as he walks through the door. Because the dog will get up to see him for sure and ask for his dinner. Yeah, the dog's just got up. He knows he's home. So I'm kind of using this gouache as a watercolour still. And I've just gone and dipped, oh no, not too much. Hello. He's desperate to be fed. Oh yeah. He was pushing out the Zeds just before. And then he heard you turn up. Let me turn this one around to do this one. That area is really black, but I don't know if I really want to continue doing that. And where I start actually using gouache without water. Hey? Oh, I don't know. Okay, come on, need to be a bit more gamer. Don't forget his tablets. Okay, I didn't mind that.
Well, she's pregnant. Have a baby.
Yeah, I know that.
So anyway, Sam was all worried about Patrick. What? He said, well, Steph was a bit emotional today when she read Jane's post. I said, well, she is a good child. Get ready for more of that. Oh, steak and mashed potato, Patrick. I don't believe it. Is it? You can't get it together?
Oh, I like. That looks good. Now I've got to do something about his head. Go in here. Put them in the drawer. Replace them with Patty's old ones. There was some from Patty. There were some tablets still in there from Patty. Like his last ones. No. Oh, they possibly were. Yeah, can I please have a Celebrex?
No tablets all day, honey. Not eating this morning. Just tonight's done.
I got the little fine brush out again because I'd forgotten this little guy's eye. It's been very forgotten tonight, this little fish.
Get that bit of storm today?
No.
Run into it. I had to talk a little bit.
Did you? I feel like I need to get a brow now. Oh, hang on. I'm using that.
Oh, where's he cat? What are you running away for?
Thank you. I'm just putting out, what am I putting out? Burnt umber. I don't need to sit hearing you eat them. Okay, I want to do that now. Under there. Under him. I might keep it that way so I know. How much notice were you given to do a chat?
Daryl, Chris did most of it, but kind of handed over to me. I didn't say a lot, but I did say, said enough.
Was it a good turnout?
Yeah, not too bad.
So people actually turned up.
Yeah, and mostly partner were there. Like Jess was there. Meeting in Brisbane that's going to be Lee's first one.
Yeah.
They're doing Thursday night dinner, Friday meeting.
Oh.
You don't want to come to that?
No, probably not. When?
But I'm not going to drive back to go back next morning.
No.
Oh, it's the 25th of August. Sometime in August anyway.
Okay. Slowly getting there. How much do I keep doing? Because if I call it a night, you have to come back to the website to see the finished one. No. What's going on with that one? Need to do a nice dark line there.
Daddy, where were you? Where were you, Dad?
Brisbane.
What were you doing?
Well, you know Steve, the franchise boss?
Yeah.
He's quit.
Oh, is he?
He hasn't quit.
Well, he
He's moved on.
moved on. It was like a leaving party.
Oh, was it? Who's going to be the next franchise leader?
The head office, so the big boss guy leave. His head offices.
Okay. Did people have to fly into Brisbane for that? Were there people flying into Brisbane for that? One bloke came from London.
Oh, really?
Yeah, direct come from London. You didn't shake your head. How's your drive, Mason? Good. Did you get better? Yeah, yeah, good. You've got one more from this.
Yeah, and you have to go.
Read with her this week, one more.
Yeah, but you have to go in that one.
Me,
Yeah.
you put it for Saturday.
It is. It's booked for a Saturday,
Wait, next Saturday.
23rd. I just flicked gouache everywhere just then. Okay. Get in there. What am I doing? Stop it. Okay. I need to do something with the fins. I need to change brush. I think we use something like this. I'll go this one first. So I'm doing a bit more solid gouache now, rather than watering it down. Okay, now that looks pretty harsh, but it actually is. I wonder if I can just blend it a bit. That's it. Excuse me. This one will have some white coming off it as well. Oh, excuse me. Now I need to water that down a bit. Maybe not that much. Go back to the original one. See, he's got no water in him at all. Oh, sorry. They're looking very dark and harsh, but I will put I'll put white into them. I'll just do these last two here. I think that's the last two. And then I'm going to look at adding some white and maybe calling it. That's a bit too watery. Maybe that's what it needed. Too much. Okay, where's the brush? Let's get some. Get some water back in there so it looks like it actually goes there. All right, I'm still not 100% with it. So I'm going to actually call it the night. I'm not going to put white on it yet because I'm just not finished. I've got to, like, this fish here needs a lot more dark around him. He's just way too light. He's sticking out, and so is he. So I want to keep playing with it, but it has been just over 3 hours. So I am going to call it a night, and to see the finished piece of this, you're going to have to check the website, which the details are all in the description as well. So let me just throw it back to myself because that's how I end all videos. There we go. Yeah, 3 hours worth. But it's been fun. It's been so much fun. So I'm going to call it a night, go have a wine before bed, and see how we go. I'm just looking at it from the screen like that. Yeah, it's getting there, but it needs heaps more work. All right, thank you. Just remember, all in the description below is the website which you can subscribe to, and I will send you the image every Wednesday for what I'm doing on the Thursday, but there won't be any Thursdays for the next 2 weeks, at least the next 2 weeks, just because I've got surgery. All right, thank you very much if you've watched this. Good night.